Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem HaRakakadash. God wanted to the elder apostles, the great no son that rule well, and Shalom to all the brothers in the way concerning truth, preaching the word to the four corners. I've kind of had it be discussed in like the last few weeks, like really since Elon's gained a more prominence in the political sphere, mainly from linking up with Trump, but also, talking to the ADF or AFD in Germany, talking about reform in the UK. Uh, you've had discussion like saying, oh, should he, as the owner of X, as the owner of Twitter, um, you know, being within the US government, whatever, be able to just go and tweet and whatever and have influence and whatnot. And, you know, they're discussing it like he if he does get up in the mix, then it's gonna be affecting like uh elections. And with this whole discussion, all I see it as is further restrictions, especially I think in the EU, in the UK. The UK is, I think, spearheaded by the UK really. In the EU proper, you can very easily see laws being passed to kind of clamp down a bit further on how much influence, things that get said online, how much, how much they can fuck you over for that. Because this is on the news. EU expands investigation of X over spread of illicit content. Because, okay, I'll read through a bit. So it says, as Elon Musk's geopolitical influence grows because of his closeness to President Donald J. Trump, uh, regulators in Europe have faced questions about whether they would scale down an investigation of X, the social media network that Mr. Musk owns. On Friday, EU officials indicated they were not backing off. Regulators in Brussels said they would expand an investigation into X for potential violation of a law called the Digital Services Act, intended to clamp down on online disinformation and illegal content. And yeah, that's the thing is, the term disinformation, misinformation, like, it didn't have any meaning before, and it has even less now. But it's the way it's been used in the onset is really information that the powers that be, the political and mass media based powers that be, whatever agendas, concepts, or whatever they don't want pushed out, or they don't want going into the mainstream, they're like that's if that's going out, they're saying no, we can't have that, confusion's going out, blah blah blah. It's misinformation, it could be dangerous, people could die. So they can justify taking it down or putting the little blue text boxes like you got on um not Twitter, what's in YouTube. You say certain words, then under your video you're gonna get like a little text box saying, oh, blah blah blah. It's like what do you call it? Suicide is one of the things, you say it or you discuss it in a certain kind of context, and then you'll get the little bubble underneath that says like, oh, here's a thingy line, don't do it, etc. But that's how, and that's all based off of algorithm as well. It's funny enough. But then that's something that was instated with 2020 with the pandemic, and then through that they've basically been able to implement that, and it's kind of had legs from then. But you've had since you had actually with Elon buying Twitter. Then they had like community notes put on there where Pete, rather than the little text box coming from the government, it was just the little text box saying that it was, rather than being the government, um it was, what do you call it? Fucking hell. It was crowdsourced. So you've also had Facebook say they're gonna also stop doing the little government mandated text boxes, the, what they call it, fact checkers. They said they're gonna take fact checkers off the site and go to community notes. And people are saying like, oh, it's it's blah blah blah, it's a danger, etc. But it's like, just with the leash being taken off of Twitter, and how you've had like a huge increase in influx in like uh racism and all the political sentiments and thoughts people have that before they were getting banned for, now they're not getting banned for. So you're actually getting those things expressed. So a lot of people, how upset they're feeling, they're making it be known, online. And then as well, it's, discussing certain things, things that, call like conspiracy theories. You can, it's been loosed up. So as such, with those, it's they kind of loosed everything out, and then as it's increasing in scope, increasing in scale, and it's like more people able to say and do more things, they then can just point and say, okay, we've had XYZ events. There's this, people are, these opinions getting out of hand. We're gonna have to rein it in. And that's really where it looks like, for me, it's going. They've kind of like loosed everything, and just from using Twitter as the prototype or something to look at to kind of see how it will go, you've basically just had like huge amounts of like all forms of discussion just go. People have no issue, you know, dealing with race and dealing with so-called conspiracy theories and certain things, speaking against certain countries, speaking against certain people. These things have now become, a normal and just accepted as an aspect of using the site. So it's going to be similar with Facebook as well for the process of time, with them, no longer banning, no longer deleting accounts or whatever. Then we'll see how, just how broad the range goes, because that's the thing is they're gonna shut the shit down, but to kind of but then even with Twitter, it's like it being loosed, the impact it's had on like uh just people's behavior is like measurable. You can see since they freed it up, if you had a lot more people saying a lot more things, even in the mainstream, just because they know they can be like, hey, look, you go online, you can see how people really feel about this shit. What it say? So the digital service that intended to clamp down on online disinformation and illegal content. I don't even know what illegal content means. Officials said they had ordered X to hand over internal documents about the company's recommendation algorithm, as well as provide access to data that would allow regulators to study the platform's content moderation policies and understand why material on certain accounts may go viral. We are committed to ensuring that every platform operating in the EU respects our legislation, which aims to make the online environment fair, safe, and democratic for all European citizens. And the thing with that, making the internet safe, that also means that what you post, what you do, how you conduct yourself on it, it needs to be tied to your ID so that you can be held accountable for it. And that's the thing with this, internet safety thing. It's an avenue, it's a big pathway to then just having people's identity online tied to their real life. So, just like how you have it in China, you say you do certain things, then that shit can get tied back to you. Fair and democratic. It says the Digital Services Act passed in 2022 gives regulators wide powers to force social media companies to police their platforms for hate speech, misinformation, and illegal content. And yeah, that's the thing is whilst, in Europe, in the UK especially, you have hate speech laws, that's something that to it doesn't exist in the same conception in the States. So, the applying of it is it's like pulling teeth, but it's something that, through the process they're working their way towards it. Because with all this, it's as far as for now, that's where you have the chaos. That's where you have people going online, tippy tapping, typey typing, and able to say and do what they want. But then it's gonna hit that level of chaos where it'll be like, the purge. It'll be like the road where it's wild. You're just out there, and it's people are doing everything that's in the power of their hands, man. And then in that, it's really within that kind of situation where they're going to be like, okay, we're going to have to rein this in. And then you start getting into the B system, you start getting to the MOTB, the Charagma, that mark. And these systems, they're going to implement around it to what, should be justified by the chaos, to restrain and control, man. Amos 8:11, it says, behold, the days come, saith the Most High Power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. And yeah, all these laws about, controlling safety online, assuring people don't come to harm, misinformation, disinformation, all really comes back to the truth, the word. That's going to be the focus. Brothers being out here teaching, pushing this word, that's going to be looked at as, number one enemy that must be ended and destroyed, man. They're essentially not going to be about trying to have us out there teaching. That's going to be the focus. That's going to be the key point. And, that's a step along the way to this bitch being done, man. This bitch being cooked, burnt up, man. Hit with that fire, laced. But yeah, I'll leave you there. Shalom.